Imagine a land so immense, so boundless, that the horizon seems to stretch forever, blurring the line between earth and sky. This is the African savanna, a realm where the earth rolls out in golden waves, and the sky is a vast, ever-changing canvas. Here, the grasslands are endless, broken only by the silhouettes of acacia trees, their branches spreading wide like nature's own parasols, casting delicate shadows on the sunlit ground. The savanna sweeps across the continent, from the rolling plains of Kenya in the east to the arid edges of the Kalahari in the south, a tapestry woven from grass, dust, and life. This is a land of drama and contrast, where the sun rises in a blaze of color and sets in a hush of gold, and every day brings a new chapter in the story of survival. Life here is a constant test, where every creature, no matter how small or mighty, must face the challenges of hunger, thirst, and the ever-present threat of danger. As dawn breaks, the savanna stirs. Insects shimmer in the morning light, herds of elephants move with purpose, and every animal, from the tiniest beetle to the towering giraffe, awakens to the demands of the day. The rhythm of life here is set by the seasons, two mighty forces that shape every living thing, the wet season and the dry. When the rains finally come, they sweep across the plains in great curtains, drenching the thirsty earth and transforming the landscape in a matter of days. The parched ground drinks deeply, and almost overnight green shoots burst forth, carpeting the savanna in a lush, vibrant tapestry. Herds of wildebeest and zebra gather to feast on the fresh grass, their numbers swelling as the land offers up its bounty. Rivers swell and waterholes brim with life, drawing animals from miles around. The air is alive with the calls of birds, the splash of hooves and the rustle of new growth. But this season of abundance is fleeting. Dark clouds drift away, and the animals sense the change long before the first leaf wilts. The sun returns with relentless force, baking the land, drawing moisture from every blade of grass, every drop of water. The dry season arrives, and with it, hardship. Waterholes shrink, grass withers, and every creature must search farther and fight harder for survival. The once green paradise fades to yellow and brown, the landscape brittle and exposed beneath the unyielding sun. Rivers dwindle to muddy pools, and the grass becomes little more than a memory, crunching underfoot as animals pass. With so little cover, every movement is a risk. The open plains offer no hiding place, and the eyes of both hunter and hunted are always searching. Predators scan the horizon for the faintest sign of weakness, while antelope and gazelle remain ever watchful, their senses sharpened by necessity. Each day, the search for water becomes more desperate. Animals gather at the last remaining pools, their lives hanging on the promise of a single drink. In this crucible of heat and scarcity, the true nature of the savanna's inhabitants is revealed. Every creature is a testament to resilience, each one shaped by the land's demands. The endless cycle of wet and dry has forged a world in constant motion. Herds migrate in search of greener pastures, following ancient paths carved by generations before them. The timing of birth, the choice of food, the very patterns of movement, all are dictated by the pulse of the seasons. The savanna's heartbeat is steady and strong, a rhythm that echoes through every sunrise and sunset, every storm and drought. Here, abundance and scarcity are locked in a delicate dance. Every action, every hunt, every migration, every birth ripples through the ecosystem, shaping the fate of all. Survival is not just a matter of escaping predators, it is a battle against the land itself, a test of endurance through the harshest months. Only the most adaptable, the most resourceful can thrive here. The African savanna is a living, breathing world, untamed, ever-changing, and utterly wild. In this land of shifting seasons, where the sun rises over endless grasslands and the air shimmers with heat, one event stands above all others in its scale and drama. It is known as the Great Migration, a living river of animals surging across the plains in search of survival. Each year, millions of wildebeest, zebras and gazelles embark on a relentless journey, their hooves pounding the earth in a ceaseless quest for food and water. Over 1 million wildebeest, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras and gazelles, form a vast moving tapestry, an ancient cycle that follows the rhythm of the rains. Their journey is a grand procession, stretching nearly 1,000 miles as they trace invisible paths carved by generations before them. Every step is driven by an unyielding instinct, a deep, ancient urge to find the freshest grass and the purest water, the very lifeblood of the savannah. The herds move with purpose, pausing to scan the horizon, their senses tuned to the faintest hint of change in the wind or the distant scent of rain. It is believed that wildebeest can sense the coming storms from miles away, their bodies attuned to the low rumble of thunder and the promise of renewal. The sound of distant storms acts as a beacon, guiding the herds toward lands where the rains have fallen and new grass springs to life. The thunder's deep vibration, undetectable to human ears, is a call to move, a signal that survival lies ahead. With each migration, the herds must cross vast, arid plains, their bodies tested by thirst and hunger, their resolve hardened by the memory of past journeys. Every day brings new challenges. Tall grasses conceal hidden dangers, and the herd's unity is their greatest defense against the unknown. Predators lurk in the shadows, lions, cheetahs, and hyenas, ever watchful, waiting for the moment when the herd's defenses falter. These hunters follow the migration, seeking out the weak, the young, and the weary, their survival intertwined with the fate of the herds. The journey is grueling. Some animals falter, their strength sapped by exhaustion, falling behind as the herd presses onward. But the greatest challenge of all awaits at the Mara River, a formidable barrier that stands between the herds and the promise of green pastures. Here the animals gather in tense anticipation, the air thick with fear and determination as they face the swirling, unpredictable waters. The river is deep and swift, its currents treacherous, and beneath the surface, unseen dangers await. As the first wildebeest leap into the water, panic ripples through the herd. The crossing becomes a frenzy of splashing hooves and desperate swimming. Lurking in the murky depths are the Nile crocodiles, ancient predators, patient and powerful, waiting for the chaos to bring prey within reach. These silent hunters can remain motionless for hours, their eyes just above the water, ready to strike with lightning speed. As the herd surges forward, chaos erupts. The strong push ahead, the weak struggle, and the river becomes a battleground for survival. Crocodiles launch themselves from the depths, their jaws closing on the unlucky, while others fight desperately to break free. The river crossing is a test of courage and instinct, a scene of chaos and bravery where only the strongest and most determined survive. At last, those who endure the ordeal emerge on the far bank, exhausted, battered, but alive. They are greeted by the lush grasslands, a reward for their perseverance. Here the survivors rest and feed, calves reunited with mothers, the herds gathering strength for the next leg of their endless journey, a journey for life shaped by the wild heart of Africa. In the heart of the African savannah, the golden grass ripples under the sun, and a powerful presence reigns supreme, the lion. With its regal mane and commanding gaze, the lion is a symbol of strength and unity, a creature whose very existence shapes the world around it. Unlike any other big cat, lions live in tightly knit social groups known as prides. These prides are intricate societies woven together by bonds of kinship and cooperation. Within a pride, lionesses, sisters, mothers and daughters, form the core, raising their cubs together and sharing the responsibilities of survival. The pride is a living tapestry of relationships. Lionesses nurture their young, teaching them the ways of the wild, while a few powerful males stand guard, defending the family from rivals and threats lurking beyond the horizon. Together, the pride moves as one, patrolling their territory, scent marking the boundaries, and keeping a watchful eye for intruders. Their unity is their strength, allowing them to face challenges that would overwhelm a solitary hunter. Each day, the pride embarks on long journeys across the savannah, traversing miles of open plains and dense thickets. Their movements are purposeful, driven by the need to find food and defend their home from rival prides and prowling hyenas. In vast territories like the Kruger National Park, prides flourish, their roars echoing across the land. Here, the balance of predator and prey is maintained by the lion's presence, shaping the lives of countless animals that share their domain. When hunger calls, the lionesses become silent shadows, slipping through the grass with practiced grace. Their eyes lock onto a distant herd, and with subtle signals, they coordinate their approach, fanning out to encircle their quarry. Smaller and more agile than the males, the lionesses rely on teamwork and cunning. Some lie in wait, hidden by the grass, while others drive the prey toward the ambush. Every movement is calculated, every step a part of a larger strategy. When the moment comes, the pride explodes into action. Working together, they can bring down formidable prey, zebras, wildebeest, and even the mighty Cape buffalo, whose horns and hooves are no match for the pride's relentless assault. Yet the savannah is a land of uncertainty. Even the most skilled hunters face failure. Exhausted, the pride regroups, licking wounds and gathering strength for the next attempt. Most hunts end in disappointment, as swift antelope and wary buffalo escape their grasp. The struggle for survival is relentless, and every meal is hard-won. When success finally comes, the pride gathers around the kill. Adults and cubs alike feast together, the meal nourishing not just bodies, but the bonds that hold the family together. For the cubs, each bite is a promise of the future. While lions command the open plains with their strength in numbers, another big cat moves through the shadows, silent, solitary, and unseen. The leopard is a master of invisibility, its spotted coat breaking up its outline among the dappled light and tangled undergrowth. Where lions rely on unity, the leopard depends on secrecy. Alone, the leopard stalks its prey, moving with a fluid grace that makes it almost a part of the landscape itself. Every muscle is tuned for silence, every step calculated to avoid detection. The leopard's hunting style is one of patience and precision. It creeps close, sometimes within a few feet, before launching a lightning-fast attack. The element of surprise is its greatest weapon. Unlike lions, leopards are at home in a variety of landscapes. From thick forests to rocky hillsides, they adapt with ease, slipping through shadows where few others dare to tread. The leopard's strength is legendary. With powerful jaws and sinewy muscles, it can drag prey much heavier than itself, defying gravity and expectation. In a feat unmatched by any other predator, the leopard hauls its kill high into the branches of a tree. Here, above the reach of prowling lions and scavenging hyenas, it can feast in safety. From its tree-top larder, the leopard watches as other predators circle below, powerless to steal its prize. This clever strategy ensures that the leopard's hard-earned meal is not lost to the hungry mouths of the savannah. For days, the leopard returns to its hidden cache, feeding in peace while the world below continues its endless struggle. Yet even in the treetops, danger is never far. For leopard cubs, the world is filled with threats: lions, hyenas, and even other leopards. Their mother hides them in dense cover, returning only to nurse and protect them. In the wild, competition is fierce. When a new male leopard claims a territory, he may seek out and eliminate the cubs of his predecessor, ensuring that only his own offspring will inherit the land. It is a harsh reality, a reminder that survival in the savannah is a constant battle, shaped by the instincts and strategies of its most formidable hunters. In the vast, sun-drenched grasslands of Africa, where the horizon stretches endlessly and cover is scarce, speed and strategy become the ultimate tools for survival. Here, every movement is watched, every sound carries, and the open plains become a stage for some of nature's most breathtaking chases. No animal embodies the spirit of the chase more than the cheetah, a master of acceleration and focus. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth, capable of reaching astonishing speeds in mere seconds. With a single explosive burst, it can rocket from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, outpacing even the swiftest antelope in a heart-pounding dash. Every inch of the cheetah's body is built for this purpose. Its slender frame, long legs, and deep chest are the result of countless generations of evolution, all fine-tuned for speed. The cheetah's spine is long and flexible, acting like a coiled spring that releases energy with each stride, allowing the animal to stretch its body out and cover vast distances in a single bound. Its tail, thick and muscular, serves as a counterbalance and rudder, swinging from side to side to help the cheetah make lightning-fast turns as it follows the zigzagging escape of a gazelle or impala. The cheetah's prey, nimble antelopes, are experts at sudden swerves and bursts of speed, but the cheetah's agility and acceleration often give it the edge in these high-stakes pursuits. Yet, this incredible speed comes at a steep cost. The cheetah's lightweight build means it lacks the strength for prolonged battles or defense. After a sprint, the cheetah is left breathless and vulnerable, its body overheated and muscles trembling from the effort. A chase at full speed drains its energy reserves in less than a minute, forcing the cheetah to rest and recover before it can even begin to eat. Often, the cheetah must lie beside its hard-won meal, eyes half closed, chest heaving, as it waits for its body to cool down. In these moments of exhaustion, the cheetah is at its most vulnerable. Larger predators, drawn by the scent of fresh blood, may appear and drive the cheetah away, claiming the prize for themselves. The cheetah's life is a delicate balance between the need for speed, the risk of exhaustion, and the ever-present threat of losing its meal to stronger rivals. In contrast, the African wild dog has evolved a very different strategy for survival on the savannah. These striking canines, with their mottled coats and large rounded ears, are among the most efficient hunters in Africa, relying not on individual speed, but on the power of the pack. Wild dogs live in close-knit packs where every member has a role to play. Their social bonds are strong, and cooperation is the key to their success. Before a hunt, the pack gathers, greeting each other with excited yips and nuzzles, reinforcing their unity and preparing for the chase ahead. During the hunt, wild dogs use a complex language of chirps, yips, and whines to coordinate their movements, communicating constantly as they pursue their quarry. The pack fans out, some members driving the prey forward while others flank and anticipate its escape routes, working together with remarkable precision. Their relentless stamina allows them to run for miles, wearing down their prey until it can run no more. When the moment comes, the pack closes in from all sides, overwhelming their target with teamwork rather than brute force. Once the hunt is over, the entire pack shares in the feast, from the youngest pups to the oldest adults, ensuring the survival of every member. Despite their prowess, African wild dogs are among the most endangered carnivores on the continent, their numbers dwindling as the wild spaces they depend on shrink. Habitat loss and disease have taken a heavy toll, fragmenting packs and isolating populations. In the heart of the savannah, places like Kruger National Park remain strongholds for these remarkable hunters, where packs roam freely across the open plains. Here, stable groups of 300 to 400 individuals form intricate social networks, each pack a testament to the power of cooperation. Yet, even in these refugees, challenges remain. Low genetic diversity can make packs more vulnerable to disease and environmental change, threatening their long-term survival. The wild dog's resilience is tested by every storm, every drought, and every challenge the savannah throws their way. Yet as the sun sets over the grasslands, the painted wolves gather, their spirits undimmed, ready to face another day together, united by the bonds of the pack and the unbreakable will to survive. In the endless dance of predator and prey, cheetahs and wild dogs each play their part, one a solitary sprinter, the other a master of teamwork, both perfectly adapted to the wild heart of Africa. For generations, the spotted hyena has been cast as the villain of the savannah, a shadowy figure lurking at the edges, waiting to snatch scraps from the tables of more celebrated hunters. Their eerie calls echoing through the night have only deepened the myth of the hyena as a mere scavenger, a thief living off the leftovers of lions and leopards. But beneath this reputation lies a reality far more complex and impressive. The hyena is not just a survivor, but a masterful hunter, one of the most formidable predators on the African plains. In the golden light of dawn, hyenas set out with purpose, their senses sharp, their bodies built for endurance and power. In many regions, the majority of a hyena's meals come from its own kills. With powerful jaws and relentless stamina, they chase down prey across vast distances, often working together to outmaneuver and exhaust animals much larger than themselves. Wildebeest, zebra, and even buffalo fall to the coordinated attacks of a hyena clan. Their hunting strategy is a blend of patience, teamwork, and raw strength, proving that they are far more than the clean-up crew of the savannah. Life in a hyena clan is a tapestry of alliances, rivalries, and intricate social bonds. Clans can number up to 80 individuals, each with a place in a strict hierarchy. At the top stands the matriarch, a powerful female whose authority is absolute. In the world of hyenas, females are larger, stronger, and more dominant than males. The matriarch leads, hunts, makes decisions, and her offspring inherit her high rank. The social structure is matriarchal, and the bonds between clan members are reinforced through grooming, play, and complex vocalizations. Every interaction, from a submissive bow to a playful nip, helps maintain the delicate balance of power. Within the clan, relationships are everything. Hyenas greet each other with elaborate rituals, sniffing and nuzzling to reaffirm their connections. Disputes are settled with displays of dominance, but cooperation is essential for survival. The hyena's jaw is a marvel of evolution, capable of crushing bones that would defeat almost any other predator. This allows them to consume nearly every part of a carcass, from flesh to marrow, leaving little behind for others. The story of a hyena begins in darkness, deep within a den. Cubs are born with their eyes open and a full set of teeth, an unusual trait among carnivores, and one that sets the stage for a fierce struggle from the very first moments of life. Siblings often battle for dominance, their tiny jaws already testing the strength that will define their future. In the wild, only the strongest survive, and this early rivalry ensures that the fittest cubs thrive. This brutal contest, known as siblicide, is nature's way of preparing hyenas for the challenges ahead. The victor gains more nourishment, growing faster and stronger in a world where only the toughest endure. The harshness of the savannah demands resilience. Every day is a test, and from the very beginning, hyenas are shaped by adversity. As they grow, young hyenas learn the ways of the clan, how to hunt, how to communicate, and how to find their place in the social order. Across the vast savannah, hyenas roam in territories that can stretch for miles. Their presence is a constant. Their calls a familiar chorus in the African night. Intelligence is one of the hyena's greatest assets. They solve problems, adapt to changing conditions, and use their wits to outsmart both prey and rivals. Their social skills are as advanced as those of some primates. Hyenas remember individuals, form alliances, and even deceive one another to gain an advantage. The famous laugh of the hyena is a language all its own, a series of whoops, giggles, and groans that convey excitement, frustration, or a call to arms during a hunt or a skirmish with rivals. In the end, the spotted hyena is not a villain, but a survivor, an animal of remarkable intelligence, strength, and social complexity. By looking beyond the myths, we discover a creature perfectly adapted to its world and deserving of respect as one of the savannah's most successful and fascinating inhabitants. In the heart of the savannah, where danger lurks behind every blade of grass, the largest herbivores have evolved extraordinary strategies to survive. Here, the drama of life and death unfolds daily, but the giants of the plains, elephants and giraffes, stand as living fortresses shaped by millions of years of adaptation. The African bush elephant, the undisputed titan of the land, towers above all other creatures. Its sheer size alone is a formidable deterrent to most predators, but its defenses go far beyond bulk. Elephants form tight-knit family groups, each led by a matriarch whose wisdom is the herd's greatest shield. These social bonds are the backbone of their defense, allowing them to move as a single, coordinated unit. The matriarch's experience is invaluable. She remembers the hidden waterholes, the safest migration routes, and the subtle signs of danger, knowledge passed down through generations, ensuring the herd's survival in the harshest seasons. Her memory is legendary. When drought grips the land, she leads her family across vast, arid expanses to ancient water sources, some dug by ancestors decades before. This ability to recall distant locations is a lifeline in the unforgiving savannah. The herd moves in unison, their massive bodies stirring clouds of dust as they journey together. Young calves are always surrounded by adults, protected from lurking predators by a living wall of muscle and tusks. Communication is another secret weapon. Elephants converse in a language of rumbles and subtle gestures, much of it beyond the range of human hearing. Using infrasound, they send messages that travel for miles, warning distant herds of danger, calling for help, or coordinating movements across the plains. These deep rumbles vibrate through the earth and air, carrying vital information about threats, food, or the whereabouts of other herds. This invisible network of communication weaves the elephant population into a vast, interconnected community. When tragedy strikes, elephants display remarkable empathy. Over 65% of herds have been observed gathering around a fallen member, gently caressing the body with their trunks, mourning in silence. This deep social connection strengthens their unity, making them even more resilient. In moments of danger, the herd forms a protective circle, calves in the center, adults facing outward, tusks and trunks ready to defend against any threat. Their collective strength and intelligence make them nearly invincible to all but the most determined predators. Sharing the savannah with elephants is another gentle giant, the giraffe. Its greatest defense is its astonishing height, a natural watchtower rising above the sea of grass. At up to 18 feet tall, a giraffe can scan the horizon for miles, spotting predators long before they approach. This early warning system gives it precious time to react. With eyes positioned high and wide, giraffes can keep watch even while feeding, always alert to the movement of lions or hyenas in the distance. Their height also grants access to a banquet reserved for few, the tender leaves at the tops of acacia trees. While other grazers compete for grass below, giraffes feast undisturbed in the treetops. This unique adaptation reduces competition for food, allowing giraffes to thrive alongside herds of wildebeest and zebra, each species playing its part in the ecosystem's delicate balance. But when danger draws near, the giraffe is far from helpless. If a predator dares to attack, the giraffe turns to face it, ready to unleash its most formidable weapon. With a single, lightning-fast kick, a giraffe can deliver a force of 2,000 pounds, enough to shatter bone and send even the bravest lion fleeing. Many predators have learned to respect the giraffe's deadly legs, for a well-placed kick can break a lion's back or crush its skull, turning the hunter into the hunted. Even the simple act of drinking is fraught with risk. To reach the water, a giraffe must awkwardly splay its legs and lower its long neck, exposing itself to ambush. But nature has equipped the giraffe with a marvel of engineering, a network of valves in its neck, the rete mirabile, which regulates blood flow and prevents fainting or brain damage as it raises and lowers its head. Together, elephants and giraffes shape the landscape. Elephants clear paths and create waterholes, while giraffes prune the treetops, encouraging new growth. Their presence supports countless other species, making them true architects of the savanna, giants whose strength, intelligence, and adaptations ensure the survival of an entire ecosystem, all without a trace of human influence. The Cape buffalo stands as a living fortress on the savanna, its presence commanding respect from all who cross its path. With a body weighing nearly 2,000 pounds and crowned by massive curved horns, the buffalo is a symbol of raw power and unyielding determination. Even the most formidable predators hesitate before challenging such a beast. When danger looms, the buffalo's true strength emerges, not just in muscle, but in unity. The herd moves as one, a living wall of muscle and horn, each individual alert and ready to defend the group. Their eyes scan the horizon, nostrils flaring, every sense attuned to the faintest sign of threat. Within the herd, bonds run deep, calves are kept at the center, shielded by layers of vigilant adults. When a predator approaches, the buffalo form a defensive circle, horns facing outward, presenting an impenetrable barrier. The air fills with the sound of heavy breathing and stamping hooves, a warning that any attack will be met with overwhelming force. If a predator dares to test this defense, the herd responds with swift, coordinated aggression. Buffalo have been known to charge as a unit, scattering attackers and sometimes even turning the tables, pursuing their would-be hunters across the plains. Their memories are long and grudges are not easily forgotten. A buffalo wronged may seek out its adversary, teaching predators to respect the herd's boundaries. The savanna is also home to the zebra, whose black and white stripes ripple like waves across the grasslands. In the shimmering heat, a herd of zebras moves as one, their patterns blending together, making it difficult for predators to single out an individual. The stripes serve a purpose beyond beauty. As the herd grazes, the shifting patterns create a visual confusion, making it hard for predators to judge distance or speed. When danger is near, the zebras bunch together, their bodies merging into a living, moving illusion. But the stripes are more than camouflage. They disrupt the vision of biting insects, making it difficult for pests to land and feed. This adaptation allows zebras to graze in peace, even as swarms of insects fill the air around them. When a threat is detected, the herd erupts into motion. Zebras are built for speed, their powerful legs propelling them across the plains at up to 40 miles per hour. In the chaos, a zebra's kick can shatter a predator's jaw, a last line of defense for those who get too close. The herd's cohesion is its greatest strength. Each member watches for danger, and a single alarm call can send the entire group fleeing in a coordinated stampede, leaving confusion in their wake. In the dappled sunlight, the stripes shimmer, a living shield against both predator and parasite. The black rhino, in contrast, is a solitary wanderer. Its thick skin and formidable horn mark it as a survivor from another age. Alone it roams the bush, relying on keen senses to detect the faintest hint of danger. Though its eyesight is poor, the rhino's sense of smell and hearing are exceptional. Ears swivel independently, catching every sound, while its nose samples the wind for unfamiliar scents. When startled, the rhino's response is immediate and explosive. With a burst of speed, it can charge at over 30 miles per hour, a living battering ram that few would dare confront. Despite its armor, the rhino's life is a delicate balance. Its slow rate of reproduction means that every calf is precious, and mothers are fiercely protective, keeping their young close and teaching them the ways of the wild. The rhino's solitary nature is its shield, but also its vulnerability. Each encounter with danger is faced alone, relying on instinct, strength, and the lessons of survival passed down through generations. In the rivers and lakes, the hippopotamus reigns supreme. By day, hippos submerge themselves in cool water, only their eyes, ears, and nostrils breaking the surface. Beneath the calm exterior lies a tempest of aggression and territoriality. When threatened, a hippo will rise from the water with astonishing speed, jaws gaping wide in a display of dominance. The cavernous mouth can open to 180 degrees, revealing tusks capable of crushing bone. At night, hippos emerge from the water, moving silently across the land to graze. Their massive bodies leave winding trails through the grass, marking their passage from river to feeding ground. Hippos are fiercely protective of their territory and their young. Any intruder, animal or otherwise, is met with a swift, often violent response. Within the pod, social bonds are strong and disputes are settled with displays of strength and power. The hippo's bite is legendary, delivering a force of over 8,000 newtons. This power is not just for show, it is a tool for survival, a warning to all who would challenge the river's true master. Yet beneath their aggression, hippos play a vital role in the ecosystem. Their movements stir the riverbed, and their dung nourishes the waters, supporting a web of aquatic life that depends on their presence. As the hippo wags its tail, spreading nutrients through the water, fish gather to feed, and the cycle of life continues, each animal, in its own way, shaping the savannah and ensuring the survival of all. South Africa is a land of astonishing contrasts, where the journey from sun-baked deserts to lush, shadowy forests unfolds across a tapestry of ever-changing habitats. Each region is a world unto itself, shaped by climate, terrain, and the remarkable creatures that call it home. In the heart of the country lies the Karoo, a vast, semi-arid expanse where the earth is parched and the horizon stretches endlessly. Here, survival is a daily challenge, and every living thing is a master of adaptation. The meerkat, a small sentinel of the desert, thrives in this harsh environment. With sharp eyes and a keen sense of danger, these mammals have perfected the art of teamwork. Meerkat families move as one, posting sentries who rise tall on their hind legs, scanning the open land for the shadow of an eagle or the slither of a snake. While some dig for insects beneath the cracked soil, others keep constant watch, their lives woven together by vigilance and cooperation. Sharing this arid world is the bat-eared fox, whose oversized ears are not just for show. Like living radar dishes, they catch the faintest rustle of termites and beetles moving underground, guiding the fox to its next meal beneath the surface. As the land stretches eastward, the dry Karoo gives way to the golden savannas of Kruger National Park, where the air is alive with the calls of birds and the distant rumble of hooves. Here, the savannah is a sea of grass, dotted with acacia trees and teeming with life. Herds of antelope drift across the plains, always alert, always moving. The big five, lion, leopard, elephant, rhino and buffalo, roam these lands, each perfectly suited to their domain. The lion's golden coat blends with the tall grass, the elephant's trunk finds water hidden beneath the earth, and the leopard melts into the dappled shade of the trees. Predator and prey are locked in a timeless dance, the open plains and riverine forests providing both opportunity and peril. Impalas graze in the open, ever watchful for the flicker of movement that signals danger. Lions sprawl in the shade, their pride a fortress of strength. Leopards drape themselves over branches, hidden from view. Spotted hyenas travel in formidable clans, their laughter echoing across the grasslands. Kruger is a sanctuary, a refuge, where ancient rhythms endure and the wild heart of Africa beats strong. To the north, the landscape is transformed by the winding Limpopo River, a lifeline that carves a green ribbon through the dry land. Along its banks, the world changes. The river's presence brings lushness, a corridor of life where dense vegetation flourishes and animals gather in abundance. Here, the air is thick with the scent of water and the sounds of countless creatures. Herds gather to drink, and the riverbank becomes a stage for daily dramas of survival. Elephants, the giants of the land, come in great numbers, their trunks reaching deep into the cool water. They follow ancient paths, their lives intertwined with the river's flow. In the deep pools, hippos wallow, their eyes just above the surface, while Nile crocodiles bask on the banks, motionless and patient, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Warthogs, with their comical tails held high, trot through the grass, ever alert, their movements a blend of caution and curiosity. Climbing to the cooler heights, the high-veld grasslands stretch out, a rolling sea of green and gold beneath a wide sky. Here, herds of springbok, black wildebeest, and zebra graze in great numbers, their bodies built for speed and endurance, their eyes always scanning the horizon for the first sign of danger. The openness of the land is both a blessing and a curse. Predators are easier to spot, but so are the herds, and the chase is relentless. Finally, the journey ends at the southern coast, where the world is transformed once more. The garden root forest rises dense and misty, a realm of perpetual twilight beneath a thick green canopy. The transition is dramatic. Open grasslands give way to tangled undergrowth, and sunlight filters through layers of leaves, painting the forest floor in shifting patterns. In this world of shadows and secrets, the bushbuck moves silently, blending with the dappled light, while the elusive leopard slips through the undergrowth, unseen and unheard. Every creature here is shaped by the forest's embrace, perfectly adapted to a life where concealment is survival, and every day is a new story in the endless cycle of nature. Across the endless golden plains of the savannah, life unfolds in a tapestry of intricate connections. Here, every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is woven into a story of survival, adaptation, and interdependence. The sun rises over the grasslands, casting long shadows as herds begin to stir, and the delicate balance of this ecosystem is set in motion once again. Beneath the feet of giants, tiny architects like dung beetles and termites labor tirelessly. Their work, though often unseen, is vital, breaking down waste, aerating the soil, and recycling nutrients that feed the grasses. These grasses, in turn, sustain vast herds and provide shelter for countless other creatures. Without these small engineers, the very foundation of the savannah would crumble. In the winding rivers, the Nile crocodile reigns as a silent sentinel. Its presence shapes the lives of all who come to drink, a constant reminder of the ever-present danger lurking just beneath the surface. With jaws that can shatter bone, and a patience that borders on legendary, the crocodile waits for the perfect moment to strike. Its ambush is swift, a testament to millions of years of evolution. Yet, it is not just power that ensures its survival. The crocodile's ability to remain motionless for hours, conserving energy, and blending seamlessly with its surroundings is a masterclass in patience and adaptation. Beneath the water's surface, it can slow its heartbeat, holding its breath for up to 2 hours, waiting for the unwary to draw near. This remarkable skill allows it to thrive, even when food is scarce, enduring the lean times that test every inhabitant of the savannah. As the guardian of the waterways, the crocodile's presence keeps herds alert and shapes the patterns of life along the riverbanks, ensuring that no one species dominates and that the cycle of life continues. High above, the circling shadows of vultures signal another crucial chapter in this story. These birds, with their keen eyesight and powerful wings, are drawn to the aftermath of the hunt. Descending in flurries, they gather at carcasses, stripping them clean with astonishing speed. Their work is not just about feeding themselves, it is about cleansing the land, removing what would otherwise fester and spread disease. In mere minutes, a group of vultures can transform a fallen giant into bare bone, ensuring that the nutrients return swiftly to the earth and that the cycle of life is unbroken. By devouring the dead, they halt the spread of sickness, protecting the health of all who share the plains. Their efficiency is a silent shield, guarding the living from the dangers of decay. Yet even these vital cleaners face their own struggles. The balance is fragile, and the loss of even one link in this chain can send ripples through the entire ecosystem. When vultures fall, the consequences are felt by all. The absence of their swift cleanup allows disease to linger, threatening the very fabric of life on the savannah. Across the plains, other specialists have carved out their own niches. Each has honed unique skills. Some dig deep for hidden food, others reach high for leaves untouched by any but the tallest. The secretary bird, with its long legs and piercing gaze, stalks the grasslands on foot, a hunter unlike any other. It is famed for its deadly dance, stomping snakes and small prey with swift, powerful kicks, a technique perfected over generations. With each purposeful stride it covers the grasslands, ever alert, ever searching, a specialist in a world of generalists. Its hunting style is a marvel of adaptation, a living example of how survival favors the bold and the unique. In the shadow of predators, cooperation becomes a lifeline. Meerkats take turns standing guard, their sharp eyes scanning for danger while their families feed. Elephants, guided by the wisdom of their elders, journey together across the plains, their memories leading them to water in times of drought. Across the savannah, alliances form and dissolve. Lions hunt in coordinated teams, zebras band together for protection, and even the smallest creatures use their wits to outsmart the challenges of the wild. Here, survival is not just a matter of strength or speed, but of adaptation, intelligence, and the ability to work together. Predators and prey, giants and specialists, all depend on one another in a web that is as beautiful as it is fragile. As the sun sets and the savannah is bathed in golden light, the story continues, a timeless drama of life and death, resilience and renewal. In this world, every heartbeat matters, every life is connected, and the delicate balance endures, a testament to the power and beauty of nature's grand design. Beneath the towering grass and the thundering hooves of giants, a quieter world thrives, a world ruled by insects, the unsung engineers of the savannah. Here, millions of tiny architects labor day and night, shaping the land in ways that often go unnoticed, yet are vital to the survival of all. At dawn, the first rays of sunlight catch the glint of dew on a sprawling termite mound. Rising above the plain like a miniature fortress, this structure is more than just a home. It is a marvel of natural engineering. Inside, thousands of termites work in perfect harmony, each with a role to play. Some gather grass and fallen wood, breaking down tough plant fibers that no other creature can digest. Others tend to gardens of fungus, carefully maintaining just the right temperature and humidity deep within the mound. Their tunnels twist and spiral, allowing fresh air to flow and keeping the colony cool even under the blazing sun. These tireless workers do more than build, they transform. As they break down plant material, they return nutrients to the soil, enriching it and helping new grasses to grow. Their mounds aerate the earth, allowing rainwater to soak deep and nourishing roots far below the surface. Across the savannah, the termites' unseen labor lays the foundation for life, supporting herds of grazers and the predators that follow. Not far away, another champion of the undergrowth sets to work. Dung beetles, strong for their size and endlessly determined, roll balls of dung across the plains. With single-minded focus, they push their prize over sand and stone, sometimes traveling many times their own body length. To the casual observer, it is a curious sight. But to the savannah, their task is essential. By burying dung, these beetles remove waste that would otherwise attract disease and pests. As they dig, they mix organic matter into the soil, boosting its fertility and helping plants to flourish. Their efforts also prevent the buildup of parasites, keeping the herds healthy and the ecosystem in balance. In a world without dung beetles, life would quickly become overwhelmed by waste and the cycle of renewal would falter. Across the savannah, insects fill countless roles. Ants aerate the earth, harvest seeds, and defend plants from hungry mouths. Butterflies and bees, drawn by the scent of wildflowers, carry pollen from bloom to bloom, ensuring that the next generation of grasses and shrubs will take root. Even scavenging beetles and tiny flies have their place, breaking down what others leave behind and returning life to the soil. Together, these small creatures form the living foundation of the savanna. Their work is quiet, steady, and relentless, an invisible force that sustains the mighty and the meek alike. Without them, the grasses would thin, the herds would dwindle, and the great web of life would begin to unravel. As dusk falls and the air cools, the savanna hums with a gentle chorus, a reminder that sometimes the most important work is done far from the spotlight by the smallest of hands. In the grand tapestry of this land, insects are the silent guardians, the patient builders, and the keepers of balance, ensuring that the story of life continues season after season. As the sun dips below the horizon and the last golden rays slip from the sky, the savanna transforms. What was a world of color and movement by day becomes a realm of shadow and sound. Here, under the cloak of darkness, a new cast of characters emerges, creatures perfectly adapted to the mysteries of the night. A hush falls as daylight predators retreat, making way for the rulers of the dark. In the cool night air, a spotted hyena lifts its head, ears swiveling to catch the faintest rustle. Its keen sense of smell guides it across the grasslands, while eyes, far more sensitive than any diurnal hunters, scan for the glint of moonlight on fur or feather. Hyenas are not alone in their mastery of the night. The soft pad of paws signals the approach of a serval, its long legs and oversized ears tuned to the tiniest tremor in the earth. With each step, it listens for the scurry of rodents beneath the cover of tall grass, stalking with silent precision before pouncing in a blur. Above, the night sky is alive with silent wings. An African barn owl glides effortlessly, heart-shaped face funneling even the faintest squeak of a mouse. Its feathers are engineered for silence, allowing it to drift unseen and unheard, striking with deadly accuracy. Not far away, a bush baby leaps from branch to branch, its enormous eyes glowing in the starlight. These eyes, adapted for darkness, gather every stray photon, painting the world in subtle shades of grey and silver. Down on the ground, a pangolin shuffles through the leaf litter, scales glinting faintly in the moonlight. Unhurried and unbothered, it feasts on ants and termites, its tongue flicking in and out with practiced ease. Meanwhile, a civet slinks along the edge of a waterhole, nose twitching as it searches for frogs and insects hidden among the reeds. The night is not silent. Crickets sing their rhythmic chorus, and the distant roar of a lion echoes across the plains, a reminder that the king of the savanna is just as powerful under the stars. Fireflies drift above the grasses, their tiny lanterns blinking in secret patterns, while frogs call to one another from hidden pools, filling the air with a symphony of life. Even the plants play their part. Night-blooming flowers unfurl their petals, releasing sweet fragrances that drift on the breeze, attracting moths and bats for a fleeting midnight feast. The cycle of life continues, hidden from the glare of day, as every creature finds its place in the intricate web of the nocturnal savanna. As dawn approaches, the shadows begin to fade. The night's guardians slip away, leaving only footprints and echoes. But for a few precious hours, the savanna belonged to the night, a world of secrets, survival, and silent wonder, where those who thrive in darkness write their own stories beneath the stars. As the first pale light of dawn stretches across the savanna, a subtle shift ripples through the land. This is a world defined not just by day and night, but by the grand rhythm of seasons, a dance of abundance and scarcity, of life and longing. The dry season arrives first, announced by cloudless skies and a sun that rules without mercy. Grasses fade from green to gold, then to brittle brown, and the rivers shrink, carving thin silver lines through the parched earth. Dust hangs in the air and the breeze carries the scent of drought. Animals gather at the last remaining waterholes, elephants trudging for miles, their memories guiding them to hidden springs. Herds of wildebeest and zebra standing shoulder to shoulder, wary eyes scanning for predators drawn by their thirst. Some, like the resilient impala, nibble on tough leaves and thorny twigs, extracting every drop of moisture they can find. Others, such as the African bullfrog, burrow deep into the mud, entering a state of suspended animation, waiting for rain's return. Plants, too, have their strategies. Acacia trees drop their leaves to conserve water, their long thorns protecting precious reserves from hungry mouths. Baobabs store moisture in swollen trunks, silent sentinels of survival. Beneath the cracked surface, seeds and bulbs lie dormant, alive but patient, awaiting their moment to awaken. Then, almost without warning, the sky transforms. Dark clouds gather on the horizon, and the first drops of rain fall, stirring the dust and sending a shiver through the earth. Thunder rumbles, and the savannah erupts in celebration. Grasses burst forth in a wave of green, painting the plains with new life. Flowers bloom in sudden brilliance, attracting butterflies and bees in a whirlwind of color and sound. The animals respond in kind. Antelope give birth to their young, timed perfectly to coincide with the bounty of fresh grazing. Migratory herds return, their numbers swelling as they follow the rains across the land. Predators grow sleek and strong, while birds weave nests in the sheltering branches, filling the air with song. In the wetlands, frogs emerge from their underground slumber, croaking in chorus as pools teem with tadpoles and insects. Fish appear in temporary streams, their eggs hatched by the rising waters. Even the smallest creatures, termites and dung beetles, play their part, breaking down dead plant matter and returning nutrients to the soil, fueling the next cycle of growth. Yet the abundance will not last. The rains fade, the rivers recede, and the savannah prepares once more for hardship. Every creature, every plant is shaped by this eternal cycle, adapting, enduring, and thriving in the face of change. Here, in the heart of the wild, the seasons are the true architects of life. With each turn of the wheel, the savannah endures, unbroken, unbowed, and forever renewed by the promise of rain. Above the endless grasslands, where sunlight shimmers on the horizon, another world unfolds, one ruled by wings. Birds, in all their diversity, are the silent sentinels and tireless travelers of the savannah. From the tiniest weaver to the mighty secretary bird, they fill the air with color, song, and life. As the dry season tightens its grip, flocks of quillies gather in swirling clouds, numbering in the thousands. Their synchronized flight shades the land below, a living tapestry that ebbs and flows across the sky. They follow the seeds and grains, stripping fields bare before moving on, their movements guided by an ancient memory of rain and ripening grass. Above them, vultures soar on invisible thermals, their keen eyes scanning for the faintest sign of a meal. These scavengers are the savannah's clean-up crew, descending upon carcasses left by lions and hyenas. With strong beaks and patience, they strip bones clean, reducing waste and returning vital nutrients to the earth. Their presence is a promise. Nothing here is wasted, and every life feeds another. In the acacia trees, flocks of brilliantly colored bee-eaters swoop and dive, snapping up insects in mid-air. Their acrobatics keep swarms in check, protecting both plants and grazing animals from pests. Weaver birds, meanwhile, stitch intricate nests from grasses, their colonies transforming treetops into bustling villages. Each nest is a fortress, sheltering eggs and chicks from snakes and storms. As the rains arrive, a new symphony begins. Migratory birds, storks, swallows, and cuckoos, return from distant lands, drawn by the promise of abundance. They bring with them the gift of renewal, scattering seeds in their droppings as they travel, helping to paint the savannah green once more. Their arrival signals a time of plenty, and their calls fill the dawn with hope. Crowned cranes parade through the wetlands, their golden plumes shimmering in the morning light. With careful steps, they hunt for frogs and insects, their movements gentle but precise. Secretary birds stride through the tall grass, hunting snakes with swift, stamping feet, protecting smaller creatures from hidden dangers. Even in the quietest moments, the birds are at work. Oxpeckers perch on the backs of buffalo and giraffe, picking ticks from thick hides. Their partnership is ancient and unspoken, each helping the other survive. As night falls, the chorus changes. Nightjars and owls emerge, their calls echoing in the darkness as they hunt silent prey. In every hour, in every season, birds are the tireless guardians of balance, pollinators, hunters, scavengers, and storytellers of the wind. They are the winged watchers of the savannah, weaving together the cycles of life, carrying the promise of tomorrow on every feathered flight. Beneath the sun-baked grass and the thunder of hooves, a secret world thrives, hidden from sight but teeming with life. Here, in cool darkness, the savannah's smallest engineers shape the land in silence. This is the realm of burrows, tunnels, and chambers, a vast underground city that supports the life above. Molehills dot the landscape, each marking the entrance to a labyrinth. Within, golden moles glide through soft earth, their velvety fur perfectly adapted to a life without light. Their sensitive noses twitch, searching for beetles and worms, their silent passage aerating the soil and allowing roots to breathe. In deeper tunnels, aardvarks nose their way through packed dirt, powerful claws digging for armies of termites. Each burrow they leave behind becomes a shelter for others. Warthogs, porcupines, and even tiny mongoose families, all finding refuge from the relentless heat and prowling predators above. Termite mounds rise like miniature mountains, their spires reaching for the sky. But most of the colony's life remains hidden below, where millions of workers tend to fungus gardens and the precious queen. Their endless toil recycles dead wood and grass, enriching the earth for new growth. Above ground, the mounds become islands of fertility, drawing grazing herds when all else is dry. In the tangled roots of acacia trees, naked mole rats huddle in communal tunnels, their society as complex as any herd. Each member has a role. Some dig, some gather food, others care for the young. Together, they survive where few others could, sculpting a kingdom of corridors beneath the sun. Even beneath seasonal pools where water seeps through the earth, frogs and toads burrow deep to escape the dry months. Encased in mud, they wait in silent slumber, emerging only when the rains return. Life below is a dance of adaptation and cooperation. Every tunnel dug, every chamber carved, shapes the savannah above. In this hidden world, survival is a shared story, one written not in sunlight, but in shadow and soil. The grasslands may seem open and endless, but beneath every step, a secret world pulses with life, quiet, tireless, and essential. Here, the heartbeat of the savannah begins,